Today we will be seeing a basic concept of regional development and planning. So when we speak about regional development and planning, first we need to have the concept of what is a region. If we don't know what is a region, then we won't know or we won't understand what is regional development or planning or all these concepts. So first let us see in this class, let us see what do we mean by region. Now see over here, this is the whole this thing, the earth is being shown over here, the various countries are being shown over here. And what do we mean by region? So region, it is actually a very abstract term. There is no definite term that, okay, this entire region, this entire area will be a region, or this small area will be a region, or this small area will be a region. So there is no absolute term for a region, that what exactly is a region. So you see over here, it is a very abstract term. So what it is? So it can mean a tract of land or any area, or it may be any portion of the earth's surface, any portion of the earth's surface. Now that portion of the earth's surface, it can be over here a part of a district, maybe a small village also. It can be a number of villages, that is a town also. A number of towns can be a state also. A number of state can make a country, or there can be a number of countries can make a region. Like for example, the African country over here, the African continent, not the country, African continent over here, which has got, and this region, the African region, has got a number of nations, a number of countries over here. So there is no actual term what we mean by a region, but it is any tract of land, any area. Then there are two aspects of region. The first aspect is the spatial dimension. That is the objective reality. See over here, the spatial, here comes the word space. Spatial comes from the word space. Now space or spatial is related to geography. So what is space? Space or spatial means anything that exists, that is spatial or space, which has some area, which has some dimension, that is called spatial or space. So that is in reality. When we say that northeastern region, this northeastern region of India, that is in reality, that really exists, that has a geographical existence. Now the second aspect of region is a non-spatial dimension. That is an idea. It is mentally constructed. It is spaceless. I will give you an example. For example, I say that person, if I say that I want to go from point A to point B. For example, if I am saying that, okay, I want to go, since we are from Mizoram here, so let us give example from Mizoram. So if I say that I want to go from Aizawl city to maybe Champai, then what will happen? Then in my mind itself, what we will do is that I will fix up something. I will have an idea. Okay, to go from Aizawl city to Champai, I need to go through this area. These are the regions that I need to go through. Actually, I am not measuring those areas. I am not taking a tape and measuring those areas. So that is dimensionless, that do not have any spatial existence, that just exists in my mind. I will think in my mind that, okay, these are the obstacles that I need to face. So this is in my mind. So I have already constructed in my mind that these are the regions, these are the areas through which I need to go, these are the obstacles that I need to encounter, etc. So that is a spatial and a non-spatial dimension of space. But for geography, from the geographical point of view, we are more interested in this. That is a spatial dimension. We are not actually interested in the non-spatial dimension. Geography has got to do with space. Now, what is the purpose of this region concept? Why do we have this region concept? What is the necessity of this region concept? First of all, when we delineate a region, actually what we do is that we delineate the space into various homogeneous units. For example, this northeastern region, it has been delineated into a homogeneous unit of what? Of maybe the foothills of the Himalayas, of the hilly regions, of springs, of waterfalls, etc. So these are some homogeneous units with which are unique to these places. So all these homogeneous units has been grouped up to make this northeastern region unit. Similarly, if we take this coastal belt, so in this coastal belt also, what we do is that we say the coastal region of India. Why? Because we have delineated the homogeneity of this coastal region. There are some specific homogeneity characteristics. What? That it is by the side of sea. It has got some characteristic features in its climatic features, in its agricultural features, etc., in which they are homogeneous. So when we delineate a region, what we do is that we club homogeneous units into a single unit, and that unit we term as region. Next, what we do is that what is the purpose is that we study the human association which is linked to specific region. What is a human association linked to the people who are staying over here, linked to the region of Northeast? The specific characteristics or the human association of the people living in the coastal belt with that of the coastal region, or similarly to this, the western dry region. So this is we need to study the human association with that of the regional environment. For that also we delineate a region. Next is we have to facilitate comparison. If we need to compare, for example, the Himalayan region over here, the Himalayan region with that of the Northeast region. We have to compare the Himalayan region with that of the island region. We have to compare the island or coastal region with that of the western dry region, so etc. So we can compare when we delineate into region, we can easily compare them. Now here, this person Vidal de la Blache, he was a French geographer. He used the word pays for region. And according to him, these are the various definition of region. So according to him, pays are what, or regions are what? They are areas of similar physical and cultural characteristics. These are pays or region. So you can just go through the various definitions of region. And over here, Herbertson, he was the first to divide the earth into major natural regions on the basis of climatic parameters. So these are the various definitions of regions. You will find more definitions of regions in various literatures, in various books. I have just given a few examples, but I hope the definition of region is almost clear to you. Region. Now, why do we need to study region? Why do we need to study about regions? As geographers, what is the requirement for us to study about regions? Now, first of all, see, when we speak about geography, then what we do is that we study a wide range of issues. As geographers, we study a wide range of issues from spatial perspective. Because I have told you in the initial slide itself, that geography has to deal with what? Geography deals with space. So since geography deals with space, so there are a wide range of issues. Like for example, again, I'll give you the example of Northeast India. Like Northeast India has some specific issues which are obviously different from Central India, which is again different from Coastal India, which is again different from the Himalayan region. So that means as geographer, we have to deal with a wide range of issues because we geographers, we deal with space. Now, since we are dealing with a wide range of issues, because obviously each region is different from the other, or each space is different from the other. If we just move from maybe Mizoram to maybe Nagaland, we will see different kinds of spatial characteristics. If we move from Nagaland to Assam, we will find different kind of spatial characteristics. That means within Northeast region also there is so much of spatial difference, because geography is not same, because we are moving from one space to the other space. So because there are such a lot of issues, So these issues needs to be organized in such a way that this vast information can be simplified. And that can be done through if we divide this vast space into various regions. So even though we geographers, we are making up the region. We are making up, okay, this is the village region, this is the town region, this is the city region, etc., etc. This is the northeastern region, etc. So even though we are making up the region, but they are designed, regions are designed in such a way that the information they provide will be useful for us. How it is useful? I have been telling you about this. Now let us see what should be the attributes of a region. Every region should have some location, because I have told you that although there are two aspects, what are the two aspects? One is a spatial and one is a dimensionless aspect. But I have told you that we as geographers, we are more interested with the the spatial aspect. So of course, the first attribute will be any region should have a location. When I am saying Delhi National Capital Region, that will have a specific location, that will have a specific coordinate, that will have a spatial extent. That means a specific kilometer square. When I am saying that this region, maybe I am saying the coastal belt, or I am saying the Deccan Plateau region of India, that will have a specific spatial extent. It will have a specific boundary, where I can say that over here the Gangetic Plain ends and here the Deccan Plateau region begins. Region can be either homogeneous or heterogeneous. I will go into detail about this in the next class. They are hierarchically arranged. How they are arranged hierarchically? Like I have told you, first it can be a village, it can be then next it can be town, etc., etc. So we are seeing a hierarchically arrangement. We are seeing it can be there might be some problems in the regions, or every region will have some problem, and these problems needs to be solved through specific resources. So just like there will have some problems, there will be some resources also, and so these resources can be utilized for the planning process. For example, if I ask you what will be the resources of Northeast India, like in Northeast India we have got very good water resource, we have got springs, we have got waterfalls. So very easily in the Himalayan belt, not only in the Northeast region, in the Himalayan belt, we can very easily use the water resource over here. Maybe by making small turbines for making small scale hydroelectricity, etc. So these are the various resources. There are human resources also in Northeast India. So there are various natural resources also. Like in Northeast India, we have the palm cultivation, we have the banana cultivation, we have the bamboo cultivation. So there are various resources also. So the problems of the region should be identified. Every region will have some problem, and with that, the resources should also be identified in a way that it will help the planning process. Next, we see the classification of resources. Now, resources, they will have some criteria. Every resources will have some criteria. And its boundaries, whatever its boundaries are, if it is physical characteristics, then or cultural characteristics, then boundaries are determined by these characteristics. Now, when we classify a region based on physical characteristics, for example, I have been saying you Himalayan region. What is the physical characteristics? In this region, the Himalayan range is the predominant physical phenomena over here, or characteristics over here. If we say the cultural characteristics, for example, we say the Indian cultural ring, or we say within India, we say, for example, the Mizo cultural region, or if we say the Naga cultural region. So we are defining the region, we are classifying the region based upon some cultural aspect. Next, we have the combination of physical and cultural variables, where we have both the amalgamation of physical and cultural characteristics. Again, the Northeast region. This has got a specific physical characteristic and a specific cultural characteristic. So these are some of the classification of regions. Regions can also be classified by using certain indicators. What are the indicators? First of all, the single factor regions. This by using indicators. So when there is a single factor region, so single factor regions are like physiographic. If that region has got the factor of physiography factor or physical factor by which that region has been delineated. For example, again I am saying like the coastal region. What is the similar physical characteristic? That is the coast. For example, the western dry region. What is the similar physical characteristic? That is the dry zone, the sand, the climate, etc. Similarly, agriculture region. For example, the wheat zone, the wheat belt of India, or the rice region of India. When we say the wheat zone of India, that is the Punjab Haryana region, that region. The rice region, that is the West Bengal region. When we the factor is economics or economy, maybe there are certain regions which are known for their economy or industry. For example, if I say the Bhilai industrial region, or if I say the Tata Iron and Steel industrial region, or if I say the Chota Nagpur industrial region. So these are the various, what is the indicator over there? That is the economy. Similarly, there might be composite region, that is the backward regions. The regions which are backward, that backwardness may be because of economic factors. So backward regions. We will see about the backward regions. Next, there is a certain kind of a hierarchy over here. That is a macro region. For example, the whole of the nation is a macro region. The meso, after that comes the meso region. That is maybe the northeastern region. Micro, more smaller, that is the Mizoram region. Based on administrative convenience. So administrative convenience is what? For example, we divide the region into various capitals. That is the Aizawl district or the Aizawl city, etc. So there may be various region-making forces, which can be geographic, which can be physiography, it can be historical forces also, which can be region-making forces or cultural forces. Next, we see there are certain categories of region. Now, region can be based upon some categories. It can be categorized also. So what are the various categories of region? Now, to start with, the first category is the single purpose region or limited purpose region. Or limited purpose regions are defined as areas of an intensive development of a specified natural resource. Now, what does that mean? For example, there is a river basin. Now, that river basin, what is the natural resource of that? The natural resource is the river basin. Now, what is the specific purpose of that? What is the intensive development? The intensive development will be, of course, through the use of, for the purpose of irrigation. Because when we have a river basin, there is water also, there is fertile soil also. So the purpose is what? Irrigation for the wholesome development of that river basin. For example, of a single purpose region is the Damodar Valley Command Area. Next, we have the frontier region. What do we mean by that? These are generally sparsely or less dense populated regions having rich natural resources. Now, why do we require to develop these regions? Why do we categorize these regions? Because we need to utilize these resources through the creation of heavy industries, towns, etc. What are the examples? Guyana in South America or northeastern frontier region, Arunachal Pradesh, etc. These are the depressed regions or problematic regions. We had seen this in the previous slide also, the backward regions. So these backward regions or depressed regions, they have got lower standard of living. For example, the Bimaru states in India. Bimaru is the short form of Bimaru means Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh. So that stands for Bimaru states. Now, this does not mean that the whole of Bihar or the whole of Madhya Pradesh, whole of Rajasthan or Uttar Pradesh, all are backward. It is not like that, but parts of these states are highly backward, or these are problematic regions. Then we have the metropolitan regions and the hinterland, that is the NCR, that is the National Capital Region. which has Delhi and parts of its neighboring states. Then we have economic regions or administrative regions. Now, administrative regions, I had already given you example, the various state capitals, etc. The economic regions are the various export zones or the SEZ. For example, the special economic zones or the various export zones are the economic regions, or regions where there are various industries. I had given you example of this also. Like I had given you the example of, for example, this Ahmedabad region, Mumbai region, Pune industrial district, Pune industrial region. So in this Pune industrial or Ahmedabad or Mumbai or the Hooghly industrial region, there are various industrial units in those things. So these are all categorized as one region. Next, these are some other categories of region. These categories has been given by whom? The International Geographical Conference. They have categorized region into areal units or tools for action or regions which are the goals and result of research. So we see that there is no universally accepted method of regionalization. Various conferences, various organizations, various geographers have given various accounts of what should be a region. So, and in fact, we will see more about these regions, more about the types of regions, etc., in our next class.